Hey guys, Future Shani here. I just want to let you know that I did have a bit of trouble with the audio in this video. It isn't the best. My mic decided to pick up a lot of other sounds around me, including like the neighbors and their dogs and some of the wind that was coming before the storm later on this night. So it's a bit rough in the audio section, but I literally spent 2 days filming this and I still think it's a good video apart from some issues with the audio, and I really hope you can still enjoy it. You might need to turn your volume up a little bit more than normal for my other videos, but I hope you still like it, and without further ado, let's get into it. Hi guys, my name is Shani and welcome back to my space. So this video may be my most requested video since I started my YouTube channel, and that is a plant tour. So I pulled out most of my plants from inside. We're in my backyard again, and I'm just going to give you a little tour about what I've got. So let's get started. So the first plant I'm going to show you, I actually have about 6 or 7 of them, and that's because I propagated the babies of them out from the parent plant when I found them in the backyard when we moved in. They were all kind of just cramped into this pot, and I decided to separate them out, and I got 7 plants out of them, and that is my aloe vera. So this was the parent plant of the aloe vera, and they were all in this pot. There was 7 of them in this pot, and I managed to separate them out. They're all super happy and doing well, and they're really going well with the bottom watering, and yeah, they're kind of thriving now, which is great. The next plant that I'm going to show you is one that isn't doing as well as I would like it to be, and that is my string of pearls. I have some in this little llama here, and I'll give you a bit of a close-up, but I also have a lot propagated in water and in little pots as well. They're not doing as well as I would like, and I'm not sure why. I think the parent plant was just unhealthy, and propagating from them just hasn't gone very well, so I think I'm just going to get a new string of pearls eventually and just start again. The next plant that I'm going to show you, I believe, is a sedum plant, and he's very happy in his little snail pot. I think he is about ready to be repotted actually. He's thriving. He used to live in my bathroom, but he is like grown a lot and he was getting too cramped in there, so I moved him into my study. So you may see him in my backgrounds and my streams. If you recognize him, that's where he's from. Also bear with me because I don't know all of the names of these plants. Some of them came with like no specific names or anything, and I've had to do some research, and some of them I just haven't been able to find. This plant here, I thought he was dead. I got him a few years ago in a little terrarium, and it didn't go very well. And I thought all the plants in there were dead, so I was dismantling it the other day, and I found he was still alive and had some roots growing out, so I decided to pot him up, and he's doing really, really well. He's super happy, and I'm hoping that I will be able to propagate him soon. Fingers crossed. So the next plant that is on my list is another sedum, and he looks a lot unhealthier than he actually is. He wasn't doing too well in the pot that he was in because he didn't have any drainage. I switched him to this pot which has drainage in it, and slowly but surely he's improving. He's doing a lot better. So I'm hoping that he will improve over the next few months and we'll see more life out of him. Fingers crossed. So this one here, I think he's a type of Eschevia. I don't know how to say the name. I think it's an Eschevia. I think he's a type of Eschevia, but I'm not sure. I got a cutting from him from one of my old tutors, and I actually managed to propagate him into a big pot over there, which I will show you. And I've just kind of been hydro-propagating these cuttings, and they're doing really well in the water. Their root systems are getting really well formed, and I'm actually selling these at the moment. They're really easy to propagate, so if you're starting in succulents, I highly recommend Eschevias. They're really good. So this guy here is actually a new one in my collection, and I believe he's a flapjack plant. He has these really big, beautiful leaves, and he does really, really well in full sun. I have a spot for plants that is in full sun, and a lot of these plants didn't like it, but I am slowly building on my cactus collection and more sun-tolerating plants, and this is one of my new ones, so I'm hoping to add more to those over the next few months, fingers crossed. But he's really beautiful. He's got purple and green leaves and he is just lovely. You may recognize this guy here from my last plant video. We repotted him and he had mold in his pot, and he is thriving. He is doing really well. This is my Lithonia, I believe that's what it's called, and he is doing really well. He's super happy, and the mold doesn't seem to have impacted him too much, and he is really going well with the new drainage, so he's really good. He's also a very easy one to take care of as well if you're starting in succulents. I don't know if he's more of a succulent or a sort of cactus sort of plant, but he doesn't really need a lot of water and he's pretty easy to take care of. This guy here is my fussiest plant. He took a long time to figure out how to take care of him. It is my grey Cananthe, I think that's how you say it. And he has really beautiful like purple, light and dark green leaves. Really pretty, but if you forget to water him once, he will shrivel up and act like he's dead. He is very dramatic, and I've finally got the right watering and light for him. You can see by his leaves he needs a bit of a water soon, and yeah, he's been going really well since we repotted him. This right here is my ruby Ficus, and he is absolutely beautiful. I actually wanted to get a ficus after watching Julian Solomeda's plant tour in his streams. They are beautiful and they grow and develop all of these like red leaves and all these different colors of red. They're really pretty. So he's been living inside for a while, but I've kind of brought him under the patio in the shade and he's doing pretty well, I think. Hopefully these greens up top here start going red soon. Fingers crossed. I'm hoping he gets a bit bigger when he's outside. So we'll see. This guy right here is another plant that I saved from my backyard. I believe he's a spider plant, I'm not sure. But he was pot bound and his roots were very girdled when I found him. I put him into a bigger pot with some fresh soil and he seems to be doing a lot better. I think he's a lot happier and fingers crossed he gets even bigger, which would be really cool. He's really pretty. It's very heavy as well. This is my Jade Plant. He is very easy to take care of. He doesn't require a lot of water and he's kind of just chilling in this pot. He hasn't really gotten a lot bigger. He's definitely grown, but he doesn't grow very quickly. It could just be the environment I'm keeping him in, but yeah, he's very easy to take care of. He tolerates sun and doesn't use a lot of water, so he's very happy. This guy here is struggling big time. You can see most of his base is dead, but he's got some regrowth here. He is a Spiderweb Cactus. And the reason why his base is so dead is because we got huge thunderstorms while I was at work and I didn't get home in time to get him out of the rain and he just suffered. I honestly thought he was dead until I saw these regrowths coming through. So if you know how to save a cactus like this, if you know how to get rid of the dead cuttings and keep the ones that are alive, please let me know in the comments because I really want to save him and I'm not really sure how to go ahead with him, so any advice would be amazing. Thank you. This is another sedum plant and you can sort of see in the middle he's very dead around the middle, but that is because he did not go well with moving house and he did not tolerate sun very well. So after moving him around a few times, we kind of got him in a spot where he's happy and he is a bit fussy, but he's very pretty and he kind of looks like hair in the skull, which is really cool. So I like him in this spot. So this plant here, I actually don't know what he is. He was one of these ones that came without any specific names, and I've done like a few hours of research and I still can't figure out what sort of plant he is. He is a lot happier now that we repotted him. You may also recognize him from my last plant video. He is a lot happier since we repotted him, and he's doing really well. So he's doing well with the drainage and everything, so I'm pretty happy with how he's going. So these are my string of dolphins. They are adorable. The leaves look like dolphins, hence the name, and they're just really pretty. I've got, I think, like 2 or 3 propagations of my string of dolphins, and I've got one in a pot, and he is actually one that I potted up last video, and you may recognize him. He is thriving in this pot. He's doing so well. He's got heaps of new babies coming through, and he's really taken to it really well, so I'm really happy with how he's going. They're also going pretty well in water, better than the string of pearls for sure. I don't know why these guys are doing better, but they just are. So this right here is my Snow Queen. She lives in my bathroom, and she has dark green and light green and white leaves, and it's absolutely beautiful. I am a sucker for the hanging plants, and I knew I wanted a couple in the bathroom to hang off the other end of the shower, and I think she just works really, really well in with them. So you will probably see a lot of hanging plants in this video, but this one is one of my favorites for sure. Talking about favorites, this guy here is my first hanging plant. He is my Pothos Heartleaf, and he is absolutely beautiful. He's gone really, really well with bottom watering. He's absolutely thriving. He has gotten so many new leaves since I started him on bottom watering. So if you have a heartleaf, maybe try bottom watering him if they don't have many leaves coming out. I did that, and he's exploded. It's amazing. He is going so well. This is my oldest plant. You may also recognize him from last video. I repotted him into a pot with drainage, and he's got a really good root system. He's started to become a lot more firm in his soil, and he's going really well. I cannot believe that I've had him, I think, for like 5 or 6 years now. He's going really, really well. These guys are very sturdy and very easy to take care of. As I said before, if you're getting into succulents, these guys are really good, and they are very pretty as well. And yeah, great first plant. As you can see, mine's still alive, so we're going pretty well. Okay, so I'm in different clothes. It is the next day. My camera died and battery pack didn't finish charging until like midnight. So it's the next day, but I'm just going to keep going where we left off. We were up to this plant. I was saying he doesn't really, I don't really know what his name is, but he's going really, really well in this pot. I think he needs to be repotted really soon. He was kind of not really growing until I started bottom watering him, and now he's just fully taking off. He is going really well. He currently lives in my bathroom, but I think I'm going to have to move him somewhere else because he's getting a bit big for my windowsill, but it's going really well. We're going to move on to my bigger plants now, and the first one, which makes me really sad, but I want to show you anyway, is my Monstera. Now you can see a lot of burnt leaves here. He unfortunately got very badly sunburnt in the middle of summer, and I managed to save him before he lost all of his leaves. He has a couple of new ones that have come out and are doing really, really well, but unfortunately these ones have burn marks on them. So I may cut off any leaves that are dead to the stem, like this one is actually fully dead to the stem. But there are some here that are still sort of alive, and he is producing new leaves, so I'm hoping that he recovers and he's going to be okay. But right now he just looks a bit sad, so hopefully in my future videos he's going to look a bit happier, a bit healthier. I do need to stake up this limb because he kind of flopped a bit last night when we had some storms. So yeah, he's got some new leaves coming in, but he's not super great at the moment. He's not as great as he was before, which makes me really sad. I wish I could have seen him before because he was so beautiful and doing so amazing. And he's still beautiful, he just is struggling a bit. This is my Chinese money plant, my peperomia. He is doing really well. He lives in my hallway, and I've kind of staked him up a bit, but he's getting a bit big actually. He's doing well, but I'm contemplating moving him to a different spot depending. But yeah, he's doing super duper well and I'm really happy with how he's going. This is one from the last video as well. This is my Phylodendron micans and he is stunning. He is going really, really well. He has a couple of new leaves actually. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 7 new leaves coming in. So he's going really well. He lives in my study in my background. You may see him on stream. And yeah, I'm trying to get him long enough to be able to like hang over my curtain rod. That's the goal. But he's going really well. I'm really happy with him. This plant here is one of my favorites and I've been wanting one of these since I first heard about them, and it is a string of turtles. The leaves on it actually look like turtle shells and it's just so beautiful. He was struggling a bit when I bought him and he wasn't doing super well until recently. When I started bottom watering him, he's actually started to flourish a bit more and he's actually coming out of his pot now and he looks incredible. So I'm really excited for him to start like draping out and getting bigger. So he's going really well. This is my latest plant. This is a European wasp eater and he is a carnivorous plant. He is my latest one and I got him because I have a lot of gnats hanging around in my inside plants at the moment. I think the batch of soil was bad, but I can't actually afford new premium soil for them yet, so I have gotten some things to just deal with the gnats at the moment, including this guy. I really want to get a Venus flytrap to go with this guy as well, but he's been going really, really well. I have to keep him in water at all times and yeah, he's been pretty happy actually. This is one of my new babies. This is my little cactus and he is just adorable. He is so cute. He has all of these little heads and he looks really fluffy, but he's spiky. As I said before, I'm trying to build my cactus collection since I have a really good space with a lot of sun. I really want to like get more sun tolerant plants, and this guy was bought with my flapjack plant at the same time, and he's just so freaking cute. He's just adorable. I'm gonna pot him when I have enough money to get a new pot for him. But yeah, he's really happy. Talking about happy, this is probably my most successful plant to date. It used to be my Monstera, but we're rehabbing him at the moment. This plant here, I think, is my most successful one. I'll show you. So this is my Phylodendron satin. He is absolutely beautiful. He's got nice silver on his leaves as well as dark green, and just he's so happy. I finally found the right watering and sunlight for him. He was really fussy with his sunlight, and since I have, he has literally probably grown this much. He is taking off. He is nearly ready to go up on my curtain rod, which I am so excited about. And yeah, he's just loving it. He's loving the new house. So I'm so happy with him. This is my Phylodendron, and he has like a split green leaf and he's so pretty. He also belongs in my bathroom along with the Snow Queen, and they are just so beautiful. I'm so excited to propagate this one. I can't wait to see it get bigger and just start to come out of his pot. He's going really, really well. Okay, I think that's it for me. I think that's my little plant tour. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of my different plants. I plan to get a lot more in the future, but right now I'm focusing on what I've got and making sure they're all happy and healthy. As you can see, some of them need some help. So maybe I'll do another one in the future when I have more plants. We'll see. I am selling some of these at the moment and some of their propagations. So yeah, maybe next plant tour might be a little bit different to this one. But yeah, for now, that's it for me. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more plant content. I also do a lot of other content on here, so make sure you go check that out. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!